I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball.
Sophie Cunningham is already joining forces with Caitlin Clark, but the real shocker? Nalyssa Smith's toxic behavior finally backfired. From locker room drama to outright disrespect, she was stirring the pot, and now she's out. Was this a much-needed wake-up call, or is there more beneath the surface?
Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the three. She can 3-and-D it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for like the fast pace.
And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day.
Sophie Cunningham has already teamed up with Caitlin Clark, but the real bombshell? Nalyssa Smith's toxic attitude finally caught up to her. From locker room turmoil to blatant disrespect, she was stirring the pot. Now she's gone. Was this the reality check she needed? Or is there a deeper story unfolding?
Folks, we are free from Nalyssa Smith. Nalyssa Smith no longer on the Indiana Fever. Kelly Krauskopf came in and said, "Oh, you gotta go."
And all that they're going to get used to, but I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it, and I'm a huge fan, and I never say that, but I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league, but I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it, and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it.
Sophie is the kind of player every team needs. Respectful, passionate, and all about the team. She values Caitlin and brings the energy the Fever were missing. Nalyssa, on the other hand, was a problem both on and off the court. Fans saw it, the organization saw it, and now the Fever made the smartest move by trading her. Simply put, Nalyssa Smith was a toxic presence, and it was time to move on.
Nalyssa Smith is confused as to why Indiana Fever fans don't want her on their team. And it's really not that hard to understand, Nalyssa. Let me tell you why. We don't even need to take into account any of your social media outbursts. We don't need to take into account any of your sub-tweets. We don't need to take into account any of your drama-chasing antics off the court. We don't need to take into account your passive-aggressive ways. You're removing the Indiana Fever one day in your bio, adding them in the next day in your bio, tweeting other people's tweets. We don't even need to take into account all the unnecessary drama and garbage that you add to this team when it comes off the court. All we really need to do is sit back and watch you on the court. It's really not that hard of a concept to grasp.
The energy Nalyssa brought to the team was anything but good. The chemistry was off whenever she was around, and it was obvious she didn't respect Caitlin Clark. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham has always been vocal about admiring Caitlin's game. Nalyssa showed zero interest in working with Caitlin. She wouldn't defend her. She wouldn't play like a true teammate.
Breaking news, another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever. By the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? Nalyssa Smith is gone.
Fever saw it. The fans saw it. And now the team has made the right move. Bringing in Sophie Cunningham is a major upgrade, and Fever fans know it. She's not just a tough, skilled player. She's a leader. She elevates her teammates instead of dragging them down. And the fact that she now gets to play alongside Caitlin Clark after openly expressing her admiration, that's just perfect.
Cunningham is not going to put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal is not messing around.
Meanwhile, Nalyssa Smith's departure isn't exactly bringing anyone to tears. Let's be real. She wasn't helping the Fever. She wasn't contributing anything positive, and she clearly wasn't the right fit. Her body language, effort, and the way she treated Caitlyn on the court made it obvious she wasn't invested in the team's success. Now that she's gone, the Fever can move forward without that toxic energy. And let's not forget the things she said about Caitlyn in the past. It speaks for itself.
For women's sports in general, you have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that, but for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them and you have to be fans of that, because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be making a lot more money too because of those guys.
Sophie Cunningham's arrival marks a new era for the Fever. She brings respect, effort, and a winning mentality, but most importantly, she brings unity, something that was completely lacking when Nalyssa was around. Fans wanted change, and they got it. The Fever made the right move by trading away a player who didn't fit and bringing in someone who truly wants to be there. This is a massive win for Caitlyn Clark, the Fever, and the fans. The team is building something special, and with Nalyssa Smith gone, the sky's the limit. Sophie Cunningham and Caitlyn Clark together? That's a duo we can all get behind. No more toxicity, no more bad energy, just basketball played the right way. Nalyssa's time with the Fever is over, and
Nalyssa Smith is now playing on the same team as Dejanay Carrington. For the first time since their Baylor days, they are playing on the same team. And even a couple of months ago, Dejanay was being asked about the potential of the two of them playing together, and she literally said, and she's like, "Oh, that's not going to happen. Because Connecticut aren't going to, because I'm not, basically said, I'm not leaving Connecticut, and Indiana aren't going to trade you." Turns out both of them got traded. And both of them got traded to the same team, the Dallas.
Nalyssa Smith was nothing but bad news for the Fever. She wasted no time cutting ties, immediately updating her bio to announce her move to the Dallas Wings. There, she reunites with her girlfriend, Dejanay Carrington, one of the most controversial players in the league. Carrington made headlines last season for her aggressive play, including the infamous moment when she poked Caitlyn Clark in the eye, sparking heated debates across the league. Now, with both players on the same roster, the Wings might be signing up for more drama than dominance. Smith struggled to carve out her place in Indiana, while Carrington is often in the spotlight more for her antics than her game-changing performances. This move isn't just about basketball, it's a collision of personalities that could bring more tension.
Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down. And
Not really the hammer. And, but, appreciate all y'all who were there last night on the live for the good 2 hours. It was a great time. Upwards of 300 plus people in the room. So that was real nice to see. I appreciate y'all. Had a good old time. And for those of you who are new, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell, leave a comment.